New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring.
Live from a secure concrete bunker somewhere in Ohio, New Thought Media Network presents Pastor Michael Mangus with Friday's Fireside Chat, spiritual conversation for today. Here he is from the secret radio room, surrounded by thousands of watts, Pastor Michael Mangus.
Well, good evening to everyone across the United States and also around the world. It is time once again for another fun-filled, throw-packed, and yes, guaranteed, exciting edition of the Fireside Chat here on your New Thought Media Network. I am Reverend Michael, and I am broadcasting this evening from the super secret concrete bunker somewhere around Akron, Ohio, that is so top secret that only my trusted producer, Diego Reyes, only he knows where it's at. Everyone else has no clue where the top secret bunker is located. Good to have everyone with us this evening. Please feel free to interact with us by posting your comments on Facebook or on YouTube. And again, all my shy people out there, I know you're out there. Please feel free to connect by email. pastormichaelmangus@gmail.com, pastormichaelmangus@gmail.com. The purpose of our fireside chat here is to build the fire, cozy up to it, get your cup of libation or cocoa or whatever, and come join us as we talk about contemporary issues from a New Thought perspective. And as I keep saying week after week, I want us all to have a new thought about what is going on around us and how we can play a part in healing the world and bringing about a world that does work for everyone. We'll be discussing the grand jury decision on Monday not to press criminal charges against the 8 police officers that gunned down Jalen Walker in Akron last summer, with over 46 shots entering his body. We have some guests, but I don't see them in the background. So I'll introduce them if we get them live this evening. I wanted us to have a discussion about Akron and about how that we can be the healing balm in a situation in which it's very, very volatile right now. I would like to wish a very happy Eid al-Fitr. Eid al-Fitr to all of my Muslim friends, bringing an end to Ramadan, the Islamic holy month of fasting. The conclusion of 30 days of fasting is celebrated with good food. Great food, and also that's taken around the world. Eid al-Fitr, I think that's how you pronounce it, Eid al-Fitr, or the breaking of the fast, is one of the most celebrated of all Muslim holidays. It's observed by 1.6 billion Muslims around the world. And during the entire month of Ramadan, Muslims observe a strict fast and participate in pious activities, such as charitable giving and also peacemaking. It is a time of intense spiritual renewal for those who observe it. And at the end of Ramadan, Muslims throughout the world break their fast and celebrate their accomplishment in Eid al-Fitr. The celebration itself is not directly linked to any specific historic events, but is rather a breaking of the fast. So a happy Eid al-Fitr to all of our Muslim friends watching this evening. Tomorrow, April 22nd, is the 53rd anniversary and celebration of Earth Day. Now, back in 1970, when they first started Earth Day, I thought it was a bunch of hippy dippies, hugging trees. But it's been around now for 53 years. And again, it's to demonstrate support for environmental protection. It was first held on April 22nd, 1970. And it now includes a wide range of events coordinated globally by the earthday.org, formerly the Earth Day Network. And it includes 1 billion people from more than 193 countries. The official theme for 2023 is Invest in Our Planet. So I know that there's probably Earth Day celebrations near where you're at. Please go take advantage of them. I know where I was at in Carnegie that they're having an Earth Day celebration in which the Amateur Radio Club is going to be participating, which I thought was pretty interesting. So happy Earth Day to everyone. Hug your mother. Hug a tree. That's a good thing for you to do. So let's get to the news. The first one is SpaceX Starship, which was the most powerful rocket ever built. It exploded mid-air shortly after its launch on Thursday from Texas. No injuries or property damage was reported following the explosion of the unmanned rocket, the FAA said. CEO Elon Musk congratulated the company and said that the team learned a lot from the rapid, unscheduled disassembly. Is that what you call an explosion? Preparations are now underway for the company's next test launch, which Musk said will happen in the next few months. SpaceX is known to embrace what's called fiery mishaps during the rocket development process. The company maintains that such accidents are the quickest and most efficient way of gathering data, an approach that sets the company apart from its close partner, that's NASA, which prefers slow, methodical testing over dramatic flare-ups. Wow. Well, again, if you don't succeed, try again, huh? Well, the major news this week is about gun violence and the shooter who killed 5 coworkers at a Louisville, Kentucky bank this month left a note that revealed that part of his goal was to show how easy it was in America for someone dealing with a serious mental illness to buy an assault-style weapon. And then you actually had to shoot up people. The gunman purchased an AR-15 style rifles several days before the April 10th shooting after quickly passing a records check. Separately, communities across the U.S. are grieving several recent shootings in which young people were shot after making common blunders. Get ready for this. Among the cases, a 6-year-old girl was shot after an angry neighbor opened fire after a basketball rolled into his yard. Other young victims this week alone, included 2 teenage cheerleaders who mistakenly approached someone else's vehicle in a grocery store parking lot. We'll talk about the next one here in the next few moments. A 16-year-old boy who rang the wrong doorbell in Kansas City, and also a 20-year-old woman who who was shot when she turned into the wrong New York driveway. Have we lost our minds? Have we lost our minds here? And let me go more in depth into the 84-year-old that was charged with felonies 4 days after the shooting of a Kansas City teen. That's Ralph Yarl. This is from the Wichita Eagle. Charges were announced in the Ralph Yarl shooting. Clay County prosecutor Zachary Thompson announced the charges filed against Andrew Lester, 84, in the shooting of 16-year-old Ralph Yarl. Clay County prosecutor Zachary Thomas announced on late Monday afternoon, Mr. Lester faces charges of first-degree assault and armed criminal action in the shooting on Thursday in a Northland neighborhood. A warrant for his arrest on Monday called for him to be held on a $200,000 bond. Thompson noted that the assault charge is a Class A felony. If he is found guilty, Lester faces no less than 10 years and up to 30 years or life imprisonment. The teen was shot after knocking on the wrong door where he had been sent to pick up his younger twin brother, or his younger twin brothers. The shooting has stoked national outrage, with Vice President Kamala Harris, as well as several celebrities weighing in. The junior at Stawley High School, who just happened to be black, was allegedly shot in the head by the homeowner Lester, who is white. Lester allegedly shot Yarl again after he had fallen to the ground. Yarl got up and then he sought help at three different homes before someone assisted him. Can you believe that? Lester was taken into custody and also released. Amid outrage and questions over the weekend on why Lester was released and not immediately charged, Kansas City Police Chief Stacey Graves said on Sunday that investigators needed a formal statement from the victim, forensic evidence, and also other information for the case file to be completed. She also said that the authorities would consider whether the homeowner was protected by the state's Stand Your Gun or Stand Your Ground law, which gives people the right to use deadly force to protect themselves. According to the law, the use of force must be proportionate to the level of threat. This is a time in which we must be willing to have hard conversations about racism in this country and sadly in our communities. We stand with the Black community and also everyone else crying out for justice. Ben Crump, a national civil rights lawyer who is working with the Yarl family, said that President Joe Biden spoke with Yarl and his family for around 20 minutes early on Monday. Biden offered his prayers and invited him to the White House once Ralph Yarl's health improved, Crump said. It was appropriate for the prosecutors to charge him, and the only tragedy was that it took so long for them to charge him, Crump said. You can't send a message to society that it's okay to shoot Black people in the head for just ringing your doorbell. Lee Merritt, who's another national civil rights attorney working with the family, says justice delayed is justice denied. We are relieved that charges are finally moving forward, but are disappointed in the delay that necessitated national outcry for an obvious crime. We are cautiously optimistic about accountability and justice. Police conducted an informal interview with Jarl at Children's Mercy Hospital. The teen said he rang the doorbell, waited outside, and did not pull on the door. A man opened the door holding a firearm. Jarl said that he was immediately shot in the head and fell to the ground, where he was shot a second time, and this time in the right arm. Jarl told the police. The man said, "Don't come around here." At a news conference on Monday, Thompson was asked whether or not race was a factor. He said yes, but declined to elaborate. One of the wonderful things that I think that has happened out of this is that Ralph Jarl is still alive. This is the latest update, again from KMBC. From Wednesday, it said a family member of the 16-year-old who was shot twice last week after he accidentally went to a wrong address to pick up his siblings says that he is a true miracle. Attorneys for Jarl shared a lot of good news and an update on the team's condition on social media. He is home and looking great. Ralph is a walking miracle with a head of steel, said activist Sean King in a post that was shared by attorney Lee Merritt. The post detailed the extent of Jarl's injury, saying that he suffered a traumatic brain injury, which he is still recovering from. Had the bullet hit his head a fraction of an inch in any other direction, he would have probably been dead right now, King wrote. King also added that Jarl is expected to make a full recovery, but it will take some time. The teen is currently working with a trauma-informed psychologist and a therapist to begin processing what happened. Jarl's aunt, who is Dr. Faith Spoonmore, who's a physician, told King Ralph is currently at home with the family. He can ambulate and communicate, thank God. A true miracle considering what he has survived. Spoonmore also added that each day is different. Attorneys also provided more details on the call that Jarl had with President Joe Biden, saying that Biden and the family spoke for nearly an hour. Once again, I want to ask you this evening this. Have we lost our minds? It's one thing to have a gun for protection. However, a gun is a lot like an automobile. If you use it in the right way, it's helpful. If you use it in the wrong way, what's going to happen is that people will get killed. Shooting at young people for making a mistake, and all of these youngsters were under 20. All of these people under 20 for mistakes is just insane. Another report this week that I read was that the grandson, or one of the grandsons, said that Andrew Lester was a racist. Now, again, his son came on to refute that. However, this insanity has to end. This is crazy. It's one thing to own a gun. However, the use of the gun, if you're going to have one, is to protect yourself and not to shoot at any damn thing. Yes, I said damn, Diego. At any damn thing that comes towards your car or home. We need to have a national rethink about this. And what I wanted to talk to our guest about this evening is that probably, and I know that we need a spiritual awakening that honors the divine nature of each and every person. All right? My prayers are with the families and also the communities affected. And we'll be talking about another situation here after our break. Hi there, this is the Friday Evening Fireside Chat here on the New Thought Media Network. I'm Reverend Michael. Good to have you aboard with us this evening. We were supposed to have guests this evening, but I have no idea where they're at. So this may be a short fireside chat this evening, which is okay, because I know I have a lot to say about Akron. Well, yours truly is currently parking himself at Summit CSL. For more information, please join us online, and you can find more Zoom information at summitcsl.org. There you will find information about our wonderful Sunday gathering online at 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific time. Grab your cup of coffee, your tea, your espresso, your chai tea, your cocoa, whatever gets you awake in the morning, please join us. And this Sunday, our speaker will be our spiritual director, practitioner Diana Mangus, who will be speaking on, because of Earth Day, Love Your Mother. How about that? Go on summitcsl.org for more information how to join our Zoom call. We would love to have you come on. It's a great time, great fellowship, great group of people who has grown since last year. So we would like you to be a part of that growth. Our Facebook page also has past broadcasts of the Fireside Chat, and also yours truly when he's praying on the New Thought Media Network. I've had meetings this week, discussions. There is so much in the pipeline here at the New Thought Media Network. And there's one reason why we do it. And that's because of you. To give you wonderful spiritual food that will awaken that divinity in you. So if you could, help us out. We would really appreciate it. Go to ntmedia.org/donate. There you will find more information on how you can give either a generous one-time gift, or you can do like I do and give on a monthly basis. Continuing monthly support really helps us, again, to set budgets, helps us pay honorariums and salaries, buy equipment. It really helps us, again, stabilize our budget. So again, please help us. I think that we have a pretty good track record of not only how we spend the money, but how we are able to affect the world with what we're doing here at New Thought Media. So please help us. Go to ntmedia.org/donate. And again, thank you so very much. We will be right back with more activities. This is the Friday Evening Fireside Chat here on your New Thought Media Network.
New Thought Media Network. We are a global broadcast network of positive music, media, and entertainment, inspiring humanity's evolution along the journey of enlightenment and creating a world of love, peace, empowerment, and prosperity for all. New Thought Media Network. Positively inspiring.
Happy birthday, Camp Cedar Ridge. we invite you to come camp and celebrate our first year while in sacred service. May 19th through the 21st, we'll be restoring our beloved meditation labyrinth. Come camp with us for the weekend, and all we'll ask you to cover are the meals. Vegetarian, vegan, and gluten-free options are available. That's the weekend of Friday, May 19th to Sunday, May 21st. You can bring your own tent or act fast and register for one of our glamping tents or bunkhouse beds while supplies last. We do have limited indoor accommodations for an additional fee. Find more details and registration at campcedarridgeor.org/lab.
The views and opinions expressed by Pastor Michael Mangus are generally right. However, they are his own and do not reflect the views and opinions of New Thought Media Network, Centers for Spiritual Living, or any other person living or dead. As they say in the 12-Step Recovery Program, take what you like and leave the rest. Here again is Pastor Michael.
I have no idea where our guests are at. I think Diego scared him off. What do you think, Diego? I don't know either. Yeah. Well, you know what? That just means more cake for all of us, right? That big cake. Hey, put up what Zoe said. Put up what Zoe said. It says maybe they couldn't find the bunker. Okay. We had given them specific information on how to get into the broadcast. We had double and tripled sent it to them. So, and my guard outside the top secret concrete bunker has said he has seen no activity. Hey, Wayne. Yes, be the light. Well, we have the opportunity to be the light, especially here in Akron. What I wanted our guest to talk about is the situation that's going on here in the Akron area. So the latest from Akron concerning the Jalen Walker shooting and the grand jury's decision on Monday not to criminally charge the 8 officers involved. Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost announced on Monday that a special grand jury in Summit County Common Pleas Court returned what's called a no bill, meaning that jurors found that the actions of the police officers involved in the shooting death of Jalen Walker were justified. The city has reacted in several ways. A march was held on Tuesday. Protesters chanted justice for Jalen at the Cleveland Cavaliers playoff game that evening. A protest on Wednesday evening that blocked part of Copley Road, which is not that far away from us here, was dispersed by Akron police and also Summit County deputies using chemical irritant and also pepper spray. If you take a look at the footage on TikTok and also on YouTube, it's like they're spraying this stuff all over the place. They don't care if they run out. Anyhow, protesters say that the police did that without provocation. But the police said on Wednesday night that people were throwing objects before the officers took action. And the objects they said that were being thrown at them were bottled water and rocks. Two mayoral candidates, Shamus Malik and also Tara Mosley, have questioned the police's actions. The Akron police have not released videos from the scene. Police Chief Steve Milet told the Beacon Journal, that's our local paper, on Thursday, saying that he won't comment on how police handled the protest until he's seen the video from the Summit County Sheriff's Office and also the Ohio State Highway Patrol. A group of more than 20 protesters returned to Hawkins Plaza last night to march on its sidewalks. The protesters last night marched along Orlando Avenue on their way to Hawkins Park during a Jalen Walker protest in Akron on Thursday. Protesters marched on a sidewalk from Hawkins Plaza to Copley Road and back. More than 20 protesters returned to Hawkins Plaza on Thursday evening, less than 24 hours after a night of protest that ended with police and also sheriff's deputies deploying tear gas and also pepper spray. When encountering one of Akron's police squad cars, the group used the sidewalk and crosswalks to march in a square at the intersection of South Hawkins Avenue and Diagonal Road. The protesters marched on the sidewalk in the area until around 9 o'clock that evening before dispersing. Again, our police chief, Steve Milet, reviewed the body cam videos, and he says he's withholding comment until they are reviewed by other people. In a statement released on Thursday evening, Milet says that he has received numerous requests for information from city council members, residents, and also media regarding the police action at Wednesday's protest on Copley Road, where some reported that, again, that Akron police and also Summit County Sheriff's deputies deployed chemical agents again against a largely peaceful crowd. So what they're saying is that the police went ahead and they may have agitated the individuals, again, throwing the bottles of water and also the rocks. Milet said this. He said, "I'm waiting on video footage from a few of our partner law enforcement agencies to help clarify some confusion. Before I explain what happened, I need to be sure of the timeline of events. If the information is released prematurely and without the facts, that misinformation could cause irrevocable damage. As soon as I can confidently determine the exact circumstances of how last evening unfolded, I will make that information available to the public. If we've made mistakes, we will improve upon them. If the officers' actions were reasonable, we would share that information also." Freedom Bloc, that's spelled BLOC, has called for a ban on the use of tear gas in Akron. I think that would be wise right now. After Akron police and also Summit County deputies deployed chemical agents at Freedom's Wednesday night protest on Copley Road in West Akron, the activist group Freedom Bloc called on the city to ban the use of tear gas in the city. The group's leader is also calling for the 8 police officers involved in Walker's death to be fired while vowing to continue protest. I'm personally asking the deputy mayor, Marco Somerville, who just happens to be running for mayor, and also Chief Steve Milet, to call off their militia from torturing citizens and just do the right thing. Fire these officers immediately before someone gets seriously hurt and more lawsuits get filed against our city. And that quote was from Reverend Ray Green Jr., who was Freedom Bloc's executive director. The group, along with other Black community leaders, has a long-standing list of demands for reform in the city. Ward 4 Councilman Russ Neal, who just happened to be at the demonstration, luckily, when chemical agents were deployed by the police. Neal said he arrived at Copy Road at the scene of Wednesday's demonstration as chemical agents were being deployed. Neal said he spoke directly to the Akron police chief by phone and directly to those who organized the protest. You know, now that I've heard from the chief, I understand what concerns were as far as how the road was blocked. They didn't like that. The police didn't. However, police and sheriff's deputies on the scene appeared to have provoked the crowd, he said. The fact is that folks were in their own community, and to have law enforcement show up with that much force when they protested just a week before in the Highland Square, where there wasn't that type of force, that just set everybody off and on the edge. Tear gas and pepper spray, which again, if you take a look at the videos, they were using a lot, were released in the air, and you know that never just stays where you shoot it. It disperses throughout the whole crowd. It just made matters worse. And there, from what I understand, there's children in this protest march. If the reasons why they said that they sprayed is because people were throwing bricks and other things, I can understand that. But Neal said, I didn't see any of that, so I can't speak to it. I haven't heard anything about anybody from the crowd there throwing things. Also to report is that compared to last year, that there's only been 5 or 6 businesses that have suffered window damage compared to last summer, when 60 to 70 businesses in the downtown Akron area had some sort of damage. If you go into the downtown area, it's almost like a hurricane is coming. You see the plywood up against the windows. That is why I'm calling on everyone to not only pray for Akron and also the peace of Akron, but also justice in Akron. Peace and justice go together. They're not separate. I understand the anger. Again, this isn't an isolated incident. What happened last summer to that young man was in a long string of complaints against the Akron Police Department about people being pulled over driving while black. So what I wanted to talk to our guest this evening was about that and about how we really need to be a part of the solution. So a lot of people ask me, they'll say, well, Michael, how can we help here? The first thing that you can do is this. If you do nothing else, is make sure that you vote in your local elections. Elections have consequences. There was a citizen review board that was voted on by the voters last fall. It allows city council to appoint 9 people to this council, while the mayor also can appoint 3, so that's 12 in total. Who the mayor appoints can make a huge difference in the review of cases, including this case that I just talked about. That is going to be one of the first cases that the Citizens Review Board goes ahead and takes a look at. I have been encouraging, along with other clergy, peaceful protesting, also restraint from all sides. As I have told people who are angry and sad about this, there is justice coming. It may not come in the form that we think it will. But again, there's federal investigations going on. Again, the review board will meet about this. Also, the police department is doing an internal audit on this. And also that there will be a civil suit filed in this. Jalen Walker's life is not, and his death will not be in vain. We here in Akron are supporting, again, change. And we ask for your loving support in this by praying for Akron. This has been a very difficult week here. Everyone has been on pins and needles. Again, individuals thought that the city would blow up. It hasn't. The protests have been peaceful. The police and also the city hall went ahead and put up a protest zone in front of City Hall and also the police station, saying that protesters could say their piece there. However, what happened is that the protesters said, "Oh yeah, really? You're going to tell us where to protest? Well, we're going to show you." See, again, this is where the people of the light come in. This is where individuals say, again, enough is enough, that we put pressure upon our governments, upon our elected officials, upon our police departments for reform. We don't want law enforcement anymore. We want peace officers. We don't want a militarized police force. Again, we want everyone treated by the book. So again, please pray for Akron. We'd really appreciate that. All right, Diego, that's all I have to say. What do you think? Think we should just wrap it up? I think so. All right. We'll have our guests on some other time, but again, thank you so very much. Again, continue to pray for Akron, for peace and justice in Akron. I would really appreciate that. And if you need a word of prayer spoken for you, go to prayer@ntmedia.org, prayer@ntmedia.org. On behalf of all of us here at the New Thought Media Network, I am Reverend Michael Mangus, and I'm going to wish you a wonderful week. And thank you for watching.
Thanks for joining us this evening for Friday's Fireside Chat with Pastor Michael Mangus. Join us again next week at 8 Eastern, 6 Mountain for more spiritual conversations for today. For more information and replays of past shows, please visit the New Thought Radio and Media Network's Facebook page. Until next week, may God bless you richly and abundantly.